and one more match to upload on the YouTube channel. So for today's daily match, I'm gonna have a mirror match, something that I don't do for a long time. I don't even remember when I did the last one. And well, it's gonna be a ZVZ taken from the Korean ladder. Was played a couple of days ago or so between two very well recognized and renowned members of the Starcraft 2 community. You're gonna have here on the blue Zerg, LiquidHaypro. As you guys know, he's a Swedish player, member of Team Liquid, has been staying in Korea and trying his luck on the GSL. I think he got qualified for the round of 64 on the GSL 3, and well, hopefully in the future you're gonna hear more from him. He's an old Brood War veteran. He's renowned for having won several dream hacks in the past in Brood War, and well, he's quite a strong and solid Zerg player. He's gonna be facing here against this red Zerg, who is CheckPrime, and obviously you guys know CheckPrime is one of the most solid and strong Zerg players playing in Korea. He was an old Warcraft 3 player and has been around playing Starcraft 2 for quite a while now. He transitioned into this game and been doing pretty well. Member of Team Prime for ages and quite a strong player. So we're gonna witness this ZVZ. Not sure exactly what's gonna happen, but let me be honest with you. When I picked up this match, I'm hoping for good things to come out of it. And when I mean good things, is not like 6-minute game with Banelings and Zerglings exploding on each other's faces and then it's over and blah blah, and well, no fun. It's not exactly what I want to watch. So I'm just hoping that because it has such strong players involved here, that might be a really nice match. And apparently it is following that path, because as you can see, they're already doing completely different openings. CheckPrime went for the fast hatchery on the Natural Expo, while Haypro went for the gas. He's already gathering gas. I assume it will be for the Zergling speed and getting the spawning pool out. So he will have units to attack CheckPrime first, while CheckPrime, if he's able to survive the first couple of minutes, he will be able to maintain his econ game for the mid and late game, and it will be more stable. It will give him a better income. So as you can see, they kind of followed different path. It's already a good sign, as you might imagine, because when you have a ZVZ and they're doing exactly the same thing, well, usually it means that you're going to have a mirror battle and it ends up fairly fast. So for now, for Check, hatch first, and now he's taking care of the spawning pool and the gas. Haypro went the other way around and still doesn't have any kind of attempt to get an early hatch. I think he's going to try something now. Let me look. He has this drone here. Yeah, there it is. So it's going to be fairly similar, but at the moment you have CheckPrime leading the charge with on the econ game. He's gonna have a better economy. He already has his hatchery up on the Natural Expo, but LiquidHaypro will have the first chance, the first go at CheckPrime, and if he applies enough pressure, he might make CheckPrime break and just finish off this match really quickly. For now, first batch of Zerglings advancing into the main base from Check. Check already did some Zerglings of himself, as you guys can see, 4 against 6 currently. Both of the players are taking care of the Zergling speed as well, but Check is a bit late because, well, he committed himself to the hatchery first, so that's the reason why he's a bit late. But hopefully he's going to be able to withstand this first assault from Haypro. He already has a queen here, he has several Zerglings, so I think that it might be good. Yeah, he's getting more Zerglings out, and as you can see on the minimap, Haypro is not sending more, he's not streaming more and more Zerglings, so I think that Check might be fine and he's going to be able to handle this first assault. Meanwhile, the Zergling speed just finished for Haypro. He only has 3 Zerglings inside the Check's base, so I mean, he will be able to take a look and keep scouting Check's base for a little while, but as an assault force is not enough, and even the drones can just surround them and kill them, I guess. And there it is. Yeah, they're gonna get bashed now and killed. So meanwhile here on Haypro's side, I can see there on the production tab he's going for a Baneling's nest. There it is. So Zerglings and Banelings, fairly standard stuff for ZVZ, as you guys know, not big of a news here. Army composition, they're fairly close. Let's check the units. 29 Zerglings against how many? Against 16. Yeah, God, I need some glasses. But yeah, 29 against 16. More Zerglings coming out for Haypro now. He's even pulling back, probably trying to reinforce close to his Natural Expo, because CheckPrime has a lot of Zerglings here. But keep in mind that Check still doesn't have any Banelings, and apparently Haypro is getting some Banelings done. Yeah, there it is, all of them on the ramp. Also, I would like to mention that here on Blistering Sands, as you guys know, there's this destructible rocks, and might be useful. it might be a good idea to just get those rocks down and make some surprise assaults to your opponent. For now, we just have CheckPrime advancing with a lot of Zerglings, really a lot, while HayPro went to get some of those Banelings. And be careful, because as you might imagine, if one of those Banelings explode in the middle of this big chunk from CheckPrime, they will kill a lot. And I really mean a lot. So notice how CheckPrime is just slowly microing, pulling some of his Zerglings out of the main bulk and try to kill as many Banelings as possible, because if they actually explode in the middle of the red cloud that CheckPrime has been assembling, this is going to be really messy. Incoming the Banelings, they're trying to move onto CheckPrime's units apparently, and now flanking, going all the way south, and CheckPrime's army is just passing by them and going straight into that natural expo from HayPro. This is not good. There they are, a big cloud of Zerglings here. Oh, the Banelings, oh, got a lot of them. Nice explosion there, right on the face. And meanwhile, there's Banelings here as well, but not even close, it's not enough. Nice transfusion there with the Queen. And meanwhile, there's Zerglings roaming around on HayPro's base, but it isn't enough. I mean, CheckPrime, what's left of his forces, it's 4 Zerglings, so this is not even close to the required amount to actually apply some pressure onto HayPro or start destroying any of his buildings. So this Zerglings, 5 Zerglings, and the Queen will be able to finish this off. Exactly, there it is, it's done. Meanwhile, Check apparently is going for even more Zerglings, while HayPro apparently is changing it, is going to prepare his transition to Roaches. So, nice move here by HayPro, not getting stuck on the Baneling Zergling aggression, which is something that Zerg players on ZVZs do a lot. There's a lot of Banelings there. I think we're gonna have some massive explosions ensuing here. There it is. Oh, look at them exploding on each other's faces. Ow! But there's still Zerglings left. They're just trying to pick up as many of those Zerglings from HayPro as possible. Still one Baneling trying to advance and get close to HayPro, but Banelings without Baneling speed are really slow and just got finished off. So HayPro able to withstand this assault, pushing away the forces from CheckPrime once again, and now he has his game established on 2 bases and getting ready to get some Roaches out, and the Roaches will be able to handle the Zerglings for at least quite a while. As you can see on the Harvester count, CheckPrime has been committing himself more to his econ game. He is ahead, he has more workers, not that many, but he has a little bit more. And on the unit composition on the army, let's take a look at what's going on here. 6 Zerglings, 11, and some Banelings for HayPro. So HayPro is a bit ahead on the army count. Let's take a look here. Yeah, there is 50-49, but keep in mind that Czech has more workers. So HayPro might be just tipping the edge just a little bit ahead. And well, it's fairly balanced for now, but we're getting to see the Roaches now popping out, and apparently both players will be transitioning out of the Zerglings, or at least reinforcing their army with some Roaches. It's a good option. And now HayPro actually going for an interesting move. As you guys see there, I'm gonna show it soon enough. He's making a second hatchery on his main base. So usually that's a sign that the player is just pleased with the units that he can build now, and he just wants to build more and faster. So I guess that HayPro might be committing himself to some big Roach play. He has the ability to make Roaches, Banelings and Zerglings currently, that's it. CheckPrime probably is gonna try to prepare a proper counter, or at least even out the armies by having Roaches and Banelings as well. And we're gonna have just 2 forces very similar facing against each other. As you can see, there's small waves of Zerglings going back and forth. The Roaches are going to intercept these ones along with the Spinecrawler, but they still were able to pass there, while CheckPrime is taking care of the destructible rocks on the back of the main base from HayPro. Lots of Roaches fighting here on the rocks, and now CheckPrime is forced to just pull back, which he is, and these Roaches still don't have any upgrades, as you can see. Let's take a look at HayPro's Roaches. Still none. I wonder if they're gonna commit themselves to some upgrades, because having armies so similar, whichever player has the best upgrades and the bigger upgrades will be able to dominate this game. And for now, from what I can see, HayPro is getting the missile attack, so his Roaches will be 1-0, and that will show reveal the power, obviously, of his Roaches when they face against similar numbers from CheckPrime's Roaches. Plenty of Roaches here. Meanwhile, what else is going on? on the base. Let me take a look. Apparently CheckPrime is just getting more and more of his forces, more roaches out as well, while we have the bulk of the forces from CheckPrime establishing themselves like a forward position in front of the natural expo, and make sure he's going to have what it takes to defend in case of suffering any kind of aggression by Haypro's roaches. Haypro now is going for the lair tech, so apparently what I said was completely wrong. I was assuming he would be satisfied with the unit composition he had and he wouldn't be evolving for the next layer of tech anytime soon, but he's just going for the lair, so I guess we're gonna see other units and something else getting mixed on this unit composition from Haypro. Notice how his roaches with 1-0 will be able to destroy most of these 0-0 roaches, and well, at the moment CheckPrime is just losing the upgrade game. He needs to do something else. He needs to maybe mix his army with a different composition or decide to go for the upgrade play as well. For now, getting the lair tech, and this will allow both players with the lair to advance to other units. I'm not sure if that's the plan or not, but we can see some Mutalisks, maybe Mutalisk play might be useful. Also, keep in mind that these rocks are close to be destroyed, so we might be seeing some kind of assault later on in the game. The ones on CheckPrime's side are just untouched. Haypro didn't care about them, and there's a lot of Overlord spread all over the map trying to keep tabs on each other, so yeah, kind of a curious match here. Okay, now Haypro's roaches advancing. There's like a single Baneling there in the middle. Let's take a look at the unit composition. Oh, Haypro is ahead, like 20 ahead, 124 against 157. There's another roach clash getting ready to happen here close to the back rocks from the main base from CheckPrime, and apparently CheckPrime is just trying to get a proper positioning. Keep in mind that these roaches are still 0-0, while Haypro's roaches are heading to 2-0, already the missile attack level 2 getting researched. So probably if there's a clash with a similar number, and that seems to be the case, let's take a look. 40 against 53, well, Haypro is ahead, he has more roaches. Haypro will take the lead, will have the chance to do more damage with that 2 attack. I'm pretty sure he might be waiting for this attack to actually make a push, to wait for that upgrade, but we'll see how long he will wait. This upgrade will still take a little bit to get finished. Meanwhile, there's nothing else getting built here, they're just trying to clash their massive armies. Let's take a look at the count. Haypro getting close to be maxed out. CheckPrime still a bit far ahead. Oh, not a good idea to have the confrontation on this choke. Won't allow the roaches to get a proper concave, and they won't be able to put up enough damage. So Haypro needs to be careful with that. Obviously Check is just holding, look, notice how he's splitting his army and just making sure he has enough to contain the movements from Haypro on this choke. And meanwhile there's a small group of roaches from Haypro advancing. They destroyed the rocks on the back of Check's base and trying to poke at the units and the mineral line there. But meanwhile the big clash, the big face-off is getting warmed up here, is getting ready to happen, and Haypro actually taking the chance because he's dominating the map at the moment and has all his forces on CheckPrime door. He went for the third base. He knows that he needs to keep establishing his econ game, so he's pulling ahead and getting a third base, second expo there on that corner, and he's gonna be able to benefit from the income taken from that mineral line soon enough, unless Check does something. Check just drawing all the forces from Haypro into his defenses. Notice that Haypro's roaches are 2-0 now, but CheckPrime has some spine crawlers on the back, backing it up. Look at the amount of roaches here getting grinded down, getting the HP bars up for a little bit so you guys can see how fast the roaches go down. And Check able to defend this assault with the help from the spine crawlers, but meanwhile there's a small group advancing into the main base of CheckPrime and snipe the Roach Warren. So massive hit there by Haypro to Check. Lost his Roach Warren, is gonna have to do another one, and now Check has Mutalisks flying around and Haypro doesn't have much of a defense against this Mutalisks. As you can see, Haypro is just finishing off his Hydralisk Den and getting some Spore Crawlers as a counter, as an answer to the Mutalisks that he just saw flying around. So things doesn't look good now for Haypro, though he had a nice snipe there on that Roach Warren. He needs to find a way of defending. He doesn't have much of an air defense currently. All the Mutalisks flying around, trying to harass these roaches as much as possible, and they will be able to destroy as many roaches as they want, as long as Haypro doesn't get some proper air defense. He's getting his Hydralisk, so he is preparing himself to defend against the big amount of Mutalisks that is just flying around his base. Notice how they're just focusing fire on the Spore Crawler, and now they have completely open path to destroy all of the mineral line. Now finally Hydralisk coming out, fending off the assault. destroying all of these Mutalisks that are flying over the main base from HayPro. But they still were able to destroy and harass, and meanwhile there's a big wave of roaches advancing into the main base of CheckPrime. We can check the Mutalisks on the picture-in-picture screen anyway, and they're gonna snipe the lair. Oh, big hit here, nice move by HayPro, and he's gonna put CheckPrime back into the Stone Age with no lair, no roach warden. He's gonna have to rebuild all of this on another base or this one. Once again, another clash ensuing here. There's a lot of roaches on HayPro's side, all of them with 2-0, and keep in mind that both sides now already have the glial reconstitution, so roach speed for both sides, but HayPro has a lot more roaches currently. These Mutalisks are trying to finish off the roaches. They keep poking at them, but it takes a while. The roaches have plenty of HP and are quite resistant to the damage that is made by the Mutalisks. Now some Hydralisks finally showing up, helping out the roaches, and CheckPrime being forced to pull back, and he will have to reinforce his forces once again. Grooved Spines, range for the Hydralisks, ensuing here incoming, and what else is happening? Let's check the Econ game. Well, for now, as you can see, HayPro is just leading on the Econ game, has 2 more Harvesters, not that much, and meanwhile CheckPrime is just hunting for Overlords, trying to get his opponent's supply blocked, or at least close to it, while he just advances with some roaches to snipe the hatchery. It is the 3rd base from HayPro that still isn't even close, only has a single worker here. And now HayPro finally showing up, trying to defend it, and actually was able to shoo away the forces from CheckPrime. But this base is still requiring a lot of workers to actually be starting to look decent, at least to be explored and mined properly. Incoming now, Mutalisks trying to finish off the work. They're gonna destroy this hatchery, and there goes the 3rd base from HayPro, the 2nd Expo. All the roaches trying to advance and do something about it, but they can't do anything against the flying units, and had to wait for the Hydralisk to show up. So HayPro working out of 2 bases now. The first one is basically exhausted, and the second one is getting close to it. So HayPro needs to expand, while CheckPrime, instead of going for his main base once again, and keep in mind that he's slowly losing these buildings, he went to get a 3rd base. Well, this case it's going to be its 2nd base because he's lost his main, but he's getting a new one on that forward positions there, and flying around with his Mutalisks, trying to finish off any kind of workers or mineral line, so he can just hold back his opponent, make sure that his opponent won't be able to evolve his army and his economy while he's trying to recover. Basically, CheckPrime needs to buy time, needs to gain some advantage, because he is falling back here by a lot. He was put back into the Stone Age by losing the Roach Warren and that lair, and now he's just in trouble. He needs to gain some time. Keeps Overlord hunting those roaches that had a nice burrow there to avoid getting killed, and the Hydralisks are actually trying to fight those Mutalisks, but outside of the creep they're just not fast enough. So I wonder which way this match is gonna head now, because there's a lot of base trading, lots of base destruction and building snipes, and I'm not sure exactly what they're planning to do. Czech is gonna go for the lair, this time on what was his natural expo. And he does have a bunch of roaches knocking on his door. They advanced through that back door on the main base and trying to apply the pressure onto CheckPrime. He is getting his econ back again, or at least attempting to, by establishing a new base here on this forward position, but there's a lot of Hydralisks here, as you can see. They're trying to snipe this base down, and now the forces from Czech finally arriving. Zerglings and roaches trying to shoo away this Hydralisk group. Incoming Mutalisks and a lot of Banelings as well. HayPro trying to run all the way back into his base. Oh, the Banelings are trying to get a nice position against those Hydralisks. All on top of them, and boom! Oh, massive explosion. Even burrowing the Hydralisks wasn't enough. They didn't save most of them, and they just all got destroyed. And besides that, he had a lot of Banelings exploding on the face of the roaches. So now it's roaches left for HayPro, and for CheckPrime it's a big Mutalisk wing. So this Mutalisk will be able to eventually finish off this group of roaches, but how late I'm not sure. And it will take a while, because the roaches will be able to withstand a lot of shots, but with time apparently CheckPrime will be able to finish off this group and apply the pressure onto CheckPrime, onto HayPro once again, I'm sorry. So advancing into the natural expo, HayPro been producing more and more Hydralisks, making sure he has what it takes to defend against this Mutalisk wing, burrowing all of his units just to try to surprise his opponent. There's plenty of Spore Crawlers here as well, and CheckPrime just pull back once more. I think he's going to attempt to establish this base once again. Yes, he is trying to establish his econ game and actually balance it a little bit, because it's really low at the moment. Though he is leading, as you can see, Haypro is a lot worse. He's working out of 2 bases for so long that he doesn't have much else left, and now investing what's left of his income into an infestation pit. So I guess we're going to see infestors. Maybe it's his play, maybe some fungal growth on top of the Mutalisks, and then just put them all down with the Hydralisk force that he has. It's an option, I guess. And meanwhile, a single roach trying to poke at the hatchery here obviously won't be much successful facing that wave of Zerglings, and at the same time Czech expanding as well here to the south side, almost towards his opponent. This is a base that it is supposed to be from his opponent, but on this situation he's just trying to take it and benefit from the income. Keep in mind that still no one considered picking up the rich mineral fields. They're both available, and both players needing money, needing income resources so much, I think it would be time for them to consider that and try to maybe destroy those rocks and do something about it, just benefit from the income. Haypro, as you can see, it's tremendously low at the moment, and here comes another assault forcing CheckPrime to cancel this base that he was trying to establish there. But like I was just mentioning, Haypro is really low on his income. He doesn't have any mineral field whatsoever. He's going to be close to 0 soon enough. He's on 100, and he should consider some kind of expansion, but I guess he doesn't have enough money, so he's kind of locked here. He needs to go and grab some income from somewhere else. Maybe some distant mining, just risking it, would be an option, because he doesn't have much else to go, while CheckPrime established this base once again and is transferring some workers. So CheckPrime will be able to keep reinforcing his army slowly. Obviously the income is really low, and Haypro hopefully will consider doing something similar, incoming a lot of workers, a lot of drones all the way south here. I would say that he's getting ready to try to distance mine from this mineral field here. It's an idea, but apparently the forces from CheckPrime were just scouting around and make sure he's not going to be able to get it done as easily as he wants. Incoming all the workers, look at them trying to pick up some minerals, so at least Haypro can risk establishing another hatchery somewhere else or muster up his army. I'm not sure what's his option at the moment. And incoming massive assault, nice fungal growth right on top of all those banelings, and oh, he lost all the banelings without no damage whatsoever being done by them. Beautiful fungal growth, with the infestors being the key unit on this situation here. These infestors, look at this one, 11 kills, did brilliantly on that fungal growth, holding off all of the forces from CheckPrime, and now allowing the distant mining, which is the last desperation act for Haypro, obviously, but it is paying off. At least he's going to be able to get some money out of this. Meanwhile, a small group of roaches trying to advance into this base from CheckPrime, but CheckPrime knows how valuable this base is currently, so he just made a lot of spine crawlers to keep it defended. Banelings exploding on the face of all of this. Hydralisks killed several of them, but still there's some left. 5 Hydralisks left on that situation there, with the roaches moving on the creep, trying to finish off what's left of that base on the south, while CheckPrime finally risks taking this rich mineral field. He didn't even destroy the rocks, he just went there, and there's a two-pronged assault. Both players are just countering each other. As you can see here, you have the Zerglings trying to surround the infestors and the Hydralisks and finish them off. Infested Terran and fungal growth is the answer by Haypro, but it's not enough. He wasn't able to kill most of this group of Zerglings, and they're just finishing off the worker count by Haypro. Look at the account of workers that Haypro has, just dwindling down, slowly all of them getting killed, while CheckPrime is still reinforcing his army, making more Zerglings, making more Mutalisks with what's left of his income, and Haypro's roaches were able to snipe the 2 bases here, but still Haypro doesn't have much of an income, doesn't have much of an army, while CheckPrime apparently still has enough to at least harass his opponent, and is just hunting for workers at the moment. As you can see, 36 Zerglings and 6 Mutalisks flying around, patrolling everything, make sure they're gonna have enough to just finish off the forces from Haypro. Haypro getting forced to just retreat with all his roaches, what's left of his army, and as you can see there on the harvest account, only 4 workers for the Haypro, while CheckPrime still has 16. He's just pulling all his roaches close to those spore crawlers in a desperate attempt to just make sure that he's going to be able to have something to shoot them down. And notice the last worker, the only worker that Haypro has, there he is, burrowed down, trying to get in protected, and Haypro just realizes he doesn't have what it takes. A single worker and those many units roaming around the map from CheckPrime were just finishing him off, while his CheckPrime still has 15 workers and was getting a minimal income, but he was getting income. Also, he was trying to get the hatchery once more, and I don't think that Haypro had enough to just fend the assault or even try to make an attempt to destroy this base. So basically the game is over for him, and he decided to just leave it. Whoa, this was a fairly long game. But yeah, quite interesting. A nice long ZVZ. Haypro stood a chance, had the moment where he was just on tipping the scale on his favor, but CheckPrime, even losing his main base and getting his lair sniped and losing his Roach Warren, he was able to recover and just gain the advantage on this game on the final moments and take the final win by killing most of the workers from Haypro. So, well, GG. CheckPrime took this one on the Korean ladder. I hope you guys enjoyed this. See you all later. Have fun.